Another of the top referees in the game, the gentleman Dan Movahedi, about to get this one underway. 3 5-minute rounds, if they need them, in the Cage Warriors featherweight division. Wesley Machado in the black, George Tanasa in the white with black trim. The jiu-jitsu man starting off with some kicks here. His hands very wide and low. Style we didn't really see with the hands in MMA until Conor McGregor's rise, and he would do a very similar thing, and all of a sudden it became the go-to style for a lot of guys looking to emulate the notorious.
I mean, Machado's got such long limbs, so it sort of makes sense.
Oh, nice low leg kick there. And a bit of gamesmanship from Machado there. He's talking to Tanasa.
Yeah, interesting sort of psychological tactics here. Immediately within the first minute of the fight, really trying to get inside of his opponent's head.
Yeah, when you've been around combat sports for so long, and you know he's competing in grappling, competing in MMA, there's not going to be a whole lot he's not seen before. So I guess with that comes a bit of confidence. Good work to catch that kick from Tanasa. He's 11 years younger than Machado. Machado 39 years of age. Tanasa just 28.
Tanasa not looking phased by Machado's antics so far. Keeping himself nice and focused.
Yeah, it's an interesting puzzle to solve for Tanasa because he's giving up a fair bit of reach and height here. Machado using that to great advantage with his long kicks. Tanasa giving as good as he got there. Kicks that lead leg. Just misses the push kick to the body.
A little smile on the face of Tanasa for a second there.
Oh, catches Machado.
Perhaps it's time to lift those hands up. Machado fires back.
And now there's a smile on the face of Tanasa. I guess the thing about that style, Dan, is it looks very good until it doesn't.
Yeah. Hubris comes before the fall.
Jack Mason, long-time Cage Warriors veteran, in the corner of George Tanasa, telling him he's having success with the hands when he throws them. They don't want him in a kicking battle here at range.
That's it. When you've got someone with their hands as low down as Machado's holding him, you want to get within a close enough range to throw the hands. And so far, Machado's output with the kicks have been so high that it's been hard to close the distance. But on the occasion where we saw he was able to, had a lot of success there. And you're thinking Machado's not going to be able to keep up this pace with the kicks for 3 rounds if it goes that far.
Teasing the left hook was Tanasa tried to come, or the right hook rather, tried to come over the top with the left in that southpaw stance.
Machado just talking to him the entire time.
Tried a little, like a slapping, cuffing shot there, did Machado. He's got to be careful of the counter here. And I mean, that lead leg of Machado is looking pretty chewed up. It doesn't look to be bothering him in terms of impairing his movement, but he's taken some good shots there. And at the end of the day, they're still going to count on the judges' scorecards. Oh, and that's where he has to be careful. A couple of inches either way, and that could be a bad time for Machado. Well, we can't repeat exactly what Wesley Machado's corner team just said, but
something about
keep those hands up with some of the words. There were 1 or 2 more in there. We'll let you fill in the blanks.
I do love that. Quite obviously, this was not part of Machado's strategy with his corner going into this fight at all.
Another big swing and a miss there from Tanasa. Machado rushing forward here, and they are throwing fastballs at each other.
Massive, always these huge left hands from Tanasa, and luckily for Machado, swinging and a miss, but he's got to be careful. Takedown right at the end of the round from Tanasa.
The seconds are out. Referee Dan Mulvaney starts round 2, and Machado immediately coming out on the attack. With a couple of nice shots landed there from Tanasa.
Nice right hand from Tanasa. Machado still chopping away on the inside of those legs, but Tanasa, whenever he sees the opportunity, just absolutely throwing bombs with that left hand.
Yeah, you hear Jack Mason in the corner saying, you've got the power in your hands, use it. And I think they know it's potentially only going to take one here from Tanasa.
Yeah, Tanasa changed his stance for a second there. I think those inside calf kicks from Machado are starting to add up, and you saw just a feint there from Machado and a big reaction from Tanasa. There's the shot. No real setup there, but beautifully done. Tries to cartwheel straight over the guard there, and immediately Machado's turtling up. He might try and roll underneath for the legs here. You can see how Tanasa's right leg is in between the two legs of Machado. I don't think it would be the best idea for him to do, because generally when that happens, people end up underneath. But he's taken a Kimura on this far side here, and he's holding the position, and he's waiting a little bit too much, and it's allowing Tanasa to use his legs to try and stabilize that top position. Tanasa has still got that arm trapped, and Machado is kind of, I think, waiting for Tanasa possibly to bring his body weight a little bit too far on the far side, and then he's going to try and utilize that Kimura. Now, if Tanasa's smart, you can actually reverse a Kimura. Kimura is almost a 50-50 position if you both, you know, take the position at the same time. So possibly Tanasa could rip out that left arm of Machado and take a Kimura of himself. Instead, he just tries to pass round to the side and removes that arm entirely and gets back to the feet. But interesting grappling exchange, and first one we've seen so far of the fight.
Machado's cornerman again, wanting him to get out of the hands, and he gets dropped there on the counter.
And lands again. Oh, he's in trouble.
Machado taking some big shots here.
I wonder if we're going to see Machado shoot. No, he's firing back instead. And big hands from Tanasa. And then Tanasa shoots.
Machado was trying to roll out of the way of those punches, and he's given up a takedown right in the corner of George Tanasa here.
And you can see Machado has that grip underneath the hips here, and he's trying to invert his opponent, but he's still going to put him underneath. I mean, an awkward position for Tanasa, and there's the scramble, and he finds himself underneath sort of almost half guard, almost side control, and Tanasa moves himself back inside of the guard here, a perfect position to try and strike from. But that was an absolute fury from Tanasa there.
Well, we thought it might only take one or two down if you can find that connection, and he very nearly did.
Yeah, Machado did a good job of covering up there.
Let's see what Machado can do here with his back up against the cage. Tanasa's corner calling for elbows. He's going for some short punches instead to the body and head.
Oh, this is nice. Those shots
are here, the power in those body shots. Some guys, they say, just hit that little bit different, and Tanasa's one of them.
There we go. Jack Mason, create a frame, get some space, and then you can hit.
I mean, that was pretty much the Jack Mason game plan, just getting on top of guys and just ruining their night with big, heavy punches.
Machado is still a similar attitude here, and a big double leg attempt, but I mean, easily defended by Machado, but I feel like Tanasa has the power just to lift his opponent up, and it looked for a second like he was going to go for it.
Just under a minute left to play within this second round.
I mean, really no need for Tanasa to really do much more to take this round. A very, very dominant round with that striking exchange and then the ground and pound from Tanasa. I mean, we haven't really thought about that first round. Obviously, Tanasa rocked Machado, but apart from that, you know, how much are we scoring those leg attacks from Machado? It's a very, very close first round. But, I mean, not a close second round so far at all. Lots of damage being taken by Machado. And, again, Tanasa closing the distance.
And it was another big right hand from George Tanasa, finding a home on the cheek of Wesley Machado here.
Oh, low knee it looks like.
Oh, that looked like a bad one as well. With
Machado's
seconds left in the round.
Machado's wagging his finger and saying no.
We'll see if we can get a replay of that. Machado just being sent to the neutral corner there by referee Dan Movaheady. And you see that the corner teams were pretty much ready to enter the cage with just, I believe, 2 or 3 seconds left in the round. We're going to see if we can get a replay of that knee. Dan Movaheady there just saying to Machado the first one was low, the second one was okay. So I believe that's where the difference opinion may have come from. Those 2 knees landed, one was illegal, one wasn't. The round's over anyway. Touch of gloves in our third and final round underway now. Wesley Machado, George Tanasa.
We did see Machado with his hands a little bit higher in the second round than in the first, and it looks like early in the third he's back to keeping those hands super low.
I need some more advice from the corner on the exact positioning of those hands there, Dan. And the corner are already gesticulating wildly to him.
I mean, not just gesticulating. I mean, his corner, you guys can't see. I'm watching his corner, and I have never seen a corner look more frustrated. They look genuinely baffled as to why he's doing this.
Well, one of his cornermen just said, "Protect yourself." Normally a referee's instruction, but the corner.
I mean, one looked to the other one and kind of sort of gestured to him, "What is happening?" And the other guy just shrugged his shoulders. He did not know. But so, you know, that's what happens with fighters sometimes. Sometimes there's a bit of wildness in them. You just can't.
Yeah, game plans are for nerds, Dan.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, he's already eaten a lot of those big left hands of Tanasa, and yeah, he survived so far. But how many more can he survive?
Well, there's another one.
That was a lead right, and again, Tanasa going to look and try and close that distance there. And if he can land that left hand, you better believe he still has power in it.
And you never really tell it how flush they're landing because Machado's movement is so loose and he's flowing about anyway. Difficult to see just how good of a connection Tanasa did get that time, but he's certainly got a few good ones in the second round. And if we remember the first round as well, that briefly stunned Machado, so a lot of work for the Brazilian to do here.
Yeah, Machado is visibly slowing down. Big left hand there, and he uses the opportunity to come around to the back position. He's going to try and land some nasty ground and pound here. Back to the feet and landing that left hand again. Machado fires back, marching his man down with his hands by his thighs.
Again, takes the right hand. There's
another left hand. And in his corner, having a bad time.
Yeah, it's going to be an awkward drive home, isn't it?
I mean, if Machado suddenly gets a spinning back fist knockout, maybe not, but otherwise, yeah, especially if this fight does end in this third round. I mean, the most success that Machado's having is those inside calf and ankle kicks.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of reactions out of George Tanasa with those. And still marching his man back. Tanasa, though, happy to stand and trade. Machado still talking to him as well.
Two minutes left. Wonder whether they're going to see Tanasa turn the heat up a little bit here, and you know there'll be nothing sweeter for Tanasa than to put away his cocky opponent.
I think I may have inadvertently learned the Portuguese for keep your hands up, calling this fight down. Oh, nice 1-2 there from Machado. He's still getting a few shots off. Not a massive amount of substance behind them, though. That's all Tanasa. And you hear Tanasa's corner now say, look, get this guy out of there.
I mean, the output from Tanasa has been much lower in this final round, and left hand followed by a spinning back fist.
Certainly emptying the tool bag here is George Tanasa, trying to finish Wesley Machado's night early, gets a big takedown. There's that great wrestling we talked about. Haven't seen a whole lot of it in this fight, but what we have seen has been effective.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the end of the fight for the next minute here. Tanasa inside the closed guard, landing some ground and pound. Machado's going to try and hold on to this position here and stop Tanasa from posturing up and striking. But we've already seen Tanasa very happy to strike to that exposed. I mean, it looks like he's going for an Ezekiel from underneath there, trying to slide his arm from the inside, not just trying to break the posture, but actually trying to submit from underneath there.
I mean, what a turn up for the books this would be.
Jesus, yeah. I mean, it is a very hard position to get it from, but I mean, Machado has super long arms, so if anyone's going to do it, and Tanasa pulls that head out, and 11 seconds left. I think he's just going to try and throw as much ground and pound as he can. Meanwhile, Machado's trying to throw those legs up for arm bars, triangles, but nothing coming in. Now just starting to strike back from underneath. And Machado's not done. Machado once more.
I mean, he kind of had 15 minutes to get stuck in there.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Your judges score this contest 30-27, 30-26, and 29-28 in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision in the red corner, George Tanasa.
So one judge giving Machado that first round,
and one judge giving a 10-8 in that second. Yeah.